What's happening, guys? Supin over here, back with another video. By the way, if you want to watch the full animation that I borrowed to make my intro, I've linked it in the description. It's about 10 minutes long and it's actually pretty cool, so after you're done watching this video, you should go check it out. Anyway, for today's video I thought we'd have a little bit of fun. We know that in June there's a rumored event for the PlayStation 5. Supposedly we're going to get a reveal of the console's design and then a bunch of game announcements. And then we know in July that Xbox is going to give us their first party games event. So I thought it'd be fun to kind of go over the games we know are going to be at these events, as well as the ones that are rumored to be at the events, and then kind of compare them. And since the PlayStation event is happening sooner, I figured let's start with PlayStation. Now, unlike Microsoft, when it comes to the June event, or actually anything for that matter, Sony hasn't told us jack shit, so we really don't know what to expect at this event. Actually, come to think of it, they haven't even confirmed the event. The sneaky bastards haven't told us anything.
I am very, very sneaky, sir.
But for the purpose of this video, we're going to assume that the event is happening in June, and that there are going to be gameplay reveals at it. Now, if I had to put money down on any game that I 100% believe will be there, it's going to be Gran Turismo. Whenever you want to show off exactly what your console can do graphically, you show a racing game. It's always been the case. It's been the case in the past, and I see no reason why it wouldn't be the case in the future. And we know that Sony's been showing off Gran Turismo running in 8K at 120 frames per second at events. No idea if it was running on PlayStation 5 hardware or PC, but we know that they're doing shit with Gran Turismo. So the likelihood of it being at this June event is almost 100% guaranteed. Now, the next game that's rumored to be there, which is probably the worst kept rumor or secret in gaming right now, is going to be the Silent Hill reboot. We actually got some more news about that today. It seems that not only is Silent Hill being rebooted, it's going to be exclusive to the PlayStation, it's going to have the actual original director of Silent Hill, and they're bringing back the composer of the music from the original Silent Hills. So that's going to be pretty cool. The rumors say that Konami was trying to find someone who wanted to foot the bill to reboot Silent Hill, and Sony decided to pick up the tab. And it's not uncommon for this to happen. PlayStation actually did this with Capcom with Street Fighter V, which is why Street Fighter V was exclusive to the PlayStation 4. The rumors also say there's a playable demo of Silent Hill and that they're actually going to play it at the event in June, so we'll see if that all pans out. Another game that has a really good chance at being there is the sequel to Horizon Zero Dawn. Horizon Zero Dawn launched in 2017, so there's been plenty of time for them to be working on the sequel, and we know they're working on the sequel. We've actually heard news that it was going to be a PlayStation 4 game, but it's now been pushed to be a 100% PlayStation 5 game. Not only that, the Decima engine that they use and the architecture of the PlayStation 5 are perfect for making really, really large, expansive, detail-filled worlds. So showing off Horizon Zero Dawn sequel is a really good way to show what the PlayStation 5 is capable of. Not only that, but showing off the sequel to one of the greatest games of the generation in any capacity is really good for PlayStation 5. Even if it's not a launch title, just knowing that that game is coming to PlayStation 5 is going to be good for sales of PlayStation 5. So I say there's a really good chance that we see the sequel to Horizon Zero Dawn show up at this event. Another game that's rumored to be there, and is probably one of the worst kept secrets in gaming right now, is the Demon's Souls remake. Now, Bluepoint Games is rumored to be remaking this game. They've confirmed that they're working on something, that it's the most ambitious project they've ever worked on, but they haven't confirmed that it's Demon's Souls. But that's what everyone is saying. And if you're not familiar with who Bluepoint is, they're actually the people who remade Shadow of the Colossus. And that was fucking amazing. So if they are in fact remaking Demon's Souls, it should be really, really good. The next rumored game is Ratchet Clank. Now, I don't know exactly how likely this one is. I mean, this is the rumor, but Spider-Man sold so well, I don't know how likely it is that Insomniac would go back to Ratchet & Clank before starting on the inevitable sequel to Spider-Man, but the rumors say that we'll get a Ratchet & Clank first and then a Spider-Man later, so I guess we're going to go with Ratchet & Clank. It wouldn't be an all too terrible choice, to be honest, though, because the last Ratchet & Clank was almost Pixar quality when it came to the game. Like, it almost looked like a Pixar movie, but it wasn't quite there. A new Ratchet & Clank on PlayStation 5 may finally give us the first game that actually looks like a Pixar movie. But we'll see what happens. And that's it for PlayStation. Like I said, they haven't told us anything, and as far as rumored games go, there aren't that many. I mean, you can go online and find lists of rumored games, but they'll read more like a list you would fucking give Santa Claus than anything that's likely to happen. Now, I will say that Sony does like to show trailers or teasers for games that are years out. So if they showed a teaser or a trailer for Spider-Man 2 or God of War 2, even if they're 3 years away, 4 years away, I think that would be awesome. I mean, they don't have to show a whole lot. Just show us what the Kratos character model would look like on a PlayStation 5. Show us what the city of New York would look like on a PlayStation 5. I think that would be a win if they did that, but that's kind of my Santa Claus list for this event. So that's really it for PlayStation. Rumors also say that the event is not just going to be first-party games, but also third-party games as well. So there may be a kind of mix of games going on there. And plus, we don't know what other secret games that Sony's holding on to, but for the most part, this is really all I could think of for games that I assume more than likely will be at this event. Now, moving on to Microsoft, we don't know much about their event either, but we do know more than PlayStation. Like, we know that this is going to be solely a first-party event, just first-party games, and that Microsoft is planning to have a blowout of games there. And after the lackluster reception of their last event, they really need to bring the heat on this one. And I think they're really planning on doing that. I think they're planning on hitting PlayStation with a sure you can with this event. Or at least that's the plan. Now, the first game that is 100% confirmed to be there is going to be Halo Infinite. I'm not sure in what capacity, but I'm going to assume gameplay, especially because of the reception of the last event. I'm assuming gameplay for Halo Infinite. And I hope that it looks really good because I love Halo. Some of my fondest childhood memories are of grabbing 2 TVs and 2 Xboxes and system linking them and having 4v4 death matches all night at my friends' houses. But ever since Halo 3, I've fallen out of love with Halo. So I'm hoping that what I see reinvigorates the franchise not only for me, but for a lot of people who've kind of lost interest in Halo. The next game that's almost 100% guaranteed to be there is going to be Forza. Because just like PlayStation with Gran Turismo, if you want to show off graphically what your console can do, you show a racing game. So there is almost no chance that Forza does not show up at this event. The next game that's guaranteed to be there is going to be Hellblade 2, both because of the excitement it got at the Game Awards and the fact that Microsoft has been purchasing these studios, telling their fans, listen, we know that you want exclusive games, we know that you want story-driven games, we purchased Ninja Theory, and here's the reason why. And that's why Hellblade 2 is almost guaranteed to be there, to show us A, that Microsoft is listening to its fans, and B, why they purchased Ninja Theory and what Ninja Theory can do. So, like I said, this is guaranteed to be there, and if it didn't show up, I would be absolutely shocked. The next rumored game that I know better show up, because if it doesn't, there's going to be a massive backlash, is Fable. We've been hearing for years that Playground Games is working on the reboot to Fable, and we're actually expecting to see something about it last E3, a teaser, a title card, something, but we didn't get anything. So now a lot of people are expecting Fable to show up at this event, and if it doesn't, ooh, there's going to be fucking hell to pay. So for Microsoft's sake, and for the sake of the fans, I hope that Fable shows up at this event. Now, the next game that's rumored to be there that I'm actually really excited for, and then at the same time not really excited for, is Perfect Dark. Now, if you don't know what Perfect Dark is, Perfect Dark was a game that was originally on the Nintendo 64. And if you've ever seen GoldenEye or played GoldenEye, it was GoldenEye turned up to 11. It was GoldenEye with a sci-fi theme and aliens and laser weapons, and it required the fucking RAM expansion to even play the game. Like, you could play the multiplayer, but if you wanted to play the single player of Perfect Dark, you needed to purchase the RAM expansion. And it's one of my favorite games of all time. That's why I'm so excited about it. The reason why I'm not excited about it is because Xbox already rebooted it for the Xbox 360 with Perfect Dark Zero, and Perfect Dark Zero kind of sucked. So I'm excited that they're bringing it back because I love the franchise, and I'm also not excited because Perfect Dark Zero didn't feel like Perfect Dark at all, and it wasn't a great game. But I'm crossing my fingers that they can recapture the magic of the original. If they can, it would be great for Xbox, because Perfect Dark is one of the best franchises they got when they purchased Rare, and I'd love to see them do something awesome with it. And that's really all I got from Microsoft. Microsoft's been really being quiet on what the rest of their 15 studios are doing, so I'm sure they're going to have lots of surprises and announcements at the event. Same with Sony. Sony's been insanely quiet this whole time. The Xbox fanboys will say because Sony has no games to show. I'm really hoping that's not the case. All I know is the next 2 months are going to be insanely exciting, and I can't wait to see what gaming goodness Microsoft and Sony are promising us in the next couple of years. Well, that's the video, guys. Let me know what you think in the comments. Are there any particular games that you're super excited for? Are there any games that you think should have been on this list that I didn't include? Let me know in the comments, and as always, feel free to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next Supernova.